It's finished. Man United 2, Spurs 2. That is a massive opportunity wasted for Man United to gain some ground on the likes of Brighton and the Aston Villas of the world, and Arsenal, and of course Spurs themselves, who are all above them in the table. Manchester United are 9th in the Premier League. And this kind of averageness is just so ingrained in the club. You know, Jadon Sancho leaves and goes to Dortmund, and instantly he plays well. And you've got Sir Jim Ratcliffe in the stand watching United bundle their way across a draw, bottle up an opportunity in the final minute to win the game. Ten Hag knew what it meant to win this game because he's looking at the table. How is he going to get this side back into European football? Man United might not be playing European football next season. It's an absolute crime. Not take away the money that they've spent as an institution. Man United potentially not being in European positions. They certainly don't deserve to be that now. Kind of scrapping for mid-table obscurity with Chelsea is absolutely criminal. And in this game, we're going to break down some of the goals. Obviously, it was a thrilling end-to-end game, and you've got to give credit to a lot of what Spurs did today, because they've got a few players that have come back from injury, and they're trying to get players up to speed. The likes of Werner, for example, who obviously made his debut for Tottenham today. We'll talk about that in a lot more detail. And Ange Postecoglou has got 4 points out of a possible 6 against Manchester United this season. That's not bad. Spurs have got a really, really bad record against Man United at Old Trafford as well, and in general in the league. So, what Spurs are able to do and what Ange has been able to do in the last 6 months for Spurs, I think far outweighs where Man United are this season. And that's disgusting with the amount of money that Man United have spent. But we'll talk about Man United in a minute. Obviously, we're going to talk about all the goals. And if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. Would really appreciate it. Let's start off with the Højlund goal. Obviously, it was a long time coming, his first goal in the Premier League. And when he shifts it onto his left foot, it smashes it into the roof of the net. Nothing Vicario could do. It's a bit like the Bentancur goal, actually, a little bit later in the game. But you had to say fair play to Højlund. He looks promising. It's a very, very powerful finish. The issue for Højlund is, maybe this is the feature of modern strikers these days, because I don't think he contributes much when he isn't scoring. I don't think his link-up play was exceptional today. I don't think his movement was exceptional. He's not bad at working off the ball. He works hard for the side. You can tell that he cares, which you look at some of these players that I've always thought about for Man United. I thought, do they even care about this club, really? But I think he's got his head in the right space. I think he's a talented player, so don't get me wrong about that. They go up early in the game. And this is where Man United, look, I talk about this a lot on the channel, and maybe I'm a little bit naive or a little bit, maybe I don't understand football enough. But Man United's ability to control the game at key points, especially when they're 1-0 up, especially when they're 2-1 up with Marcus Rashford, a beautiful finish, their ability to just nullify the game, get the crowd on side. The crowd loves cheering when the ball's in your own half and you're knocking it around. And the fact that every opportunity Man United had, especially down those little, when the ball goes to the little corners of the pitch, the little angles by the throw-in, by the byline, the Dallots of the world, the Johnny Evanses of the world, they couldn't pop the ball around quick enough. And it's just so poor. You had someone like Christian Eriksen, who was raring to go, in my opinion, to be the kind of controller in midfield. And him and Maino, obviously fantastic players on the ball. They are. Maino's fantastic, and he wasn't bad today. But so many opportunities that Man United had to just at least kill the game with a bit of possession. I thought this was an Ajax manager. I thought we were all getting gassed. Not me personally, but Man United fans were getting gassed up. The Ajax way, the total football way, was being brought to Man United in a similar vein to Pep Guardiola, obviously, who he worked under at Bayern Munich. This side's an ugly side. They're an ugly, ugly side. They kind of block, defend, and they kind of pump it long first time at every opportunity, and they bend it round the corner. It's almost Sunday League. There's something so dry about how Man United play. Something so ugly, clunky about how the side plays. And that was their issue today. They weren't able to be silky on the ball, keep the ball in high pressure moments, and put pressure on Spurs with the football at their feet. They just were not able to do that. And that has been Man United's problem all season. I know they're shocking defensively. I know they've got issues going forward. But really, I think the midfield glues everything together, and that is systemic as well. Ball comes in for Richarlison to make it 1-1. It's a great little header. he probably could have had a hat-trick today, really, if he takes some of his chances, which he kind of fluffs. And that's another aspect to this game, is like both sides seem happy to get opportunities. It's like when Werner was trying to strike at the ball, and Richarlison and these guys, and Brennan Johnson, just kind of poking the ball towards goal. No ruthlessness in the finish. No gravitas to what they're trying to do. It's almost like both sides were happy for a draw on some level, and it's absolutely embarrassing for Man United. It really is. One person that wasn't culpable for that kind of finishing, for at least in one moment of the game, is obviously Marcus Rashford. It's a great little finish. He's got that in abundance, that kind of sweeping right foot finish. It was a great... I can't remember what foot it was on, but it was a great little finish into the bottom right-hand corner. It's a classic kind of Marcus Rashford strike. And you got to say fair play, because that was good. But I thought the rest of his play today, his first touch is so bad. And it's not getting better. Is he getting coached? Like, it's not getting better. His first touch is so poor. There are some hospital balls that go into him, some balls that are weird angles, or kind of lumped into his shins or lumped into his thighs. He isn't able to control things. Man United are not a smooth unit in terms of how they keep possession, but his first touch is so poor. I think it was straight after Rashford scores that Werner gets his opportunity, and you're like, oh, this is what Rory was talking about to me on the club, because I thought he might get 5, 6, 7 this season for Spurs, because they create so many chances. Not because he's a good player. I don't think he's a very good player at all, but he's a quick player and he gets in opportunities. He's a very similar player to... I'm just trying to think. He's a very similar player to maybe Darwin Núñez a little bit. He's got a lot of physicality, a lot of pace. Gets himself into those positions, but that's about it. And I don't know what he was doing. There's a beautiful ball. Must have been Bentancur that whips it first time into Werner's feet. He's one-on-one versus Johnny Evans, I think it is. And then he laces it with his left foot. It's absolutely shocking. And surely there's got to be some understanding of who he's playing against. So Onana, there has to be some coaching from Anne, surely, this week, to be saying, just shoot on goal. Just get it on target, because it could have easily bounced under Onana and gone in. But the shot was it was honestly embarrassing. It was honestly embarrassing. I highly recommend watching it for some amusement tonight. But then Bentancur gets Spurs back into the game. It's a beautiful finish into the roof of the net as well. Could Onana have done better? I would argue so, for sure. But apart from that, it felt like Spurs were happy with the draw. Mickey van der Ven was kind of told to get off quicker by the referee, and that kind of gave me the sense that maybe the Spurs players are happy to be a little bit slower with the game and try and get the draw, even though Mickey van der Ven was actually injured or at least cramped up. We have to talk about Mickey van der Ven. Absolutely superb. He puts a challenge in on Garnacho, and it was like, wow, this guy is a powerhouse. He's got the physicality of a prime Sol Campbell, and Sol Campbell is a very, very, very quick centre back, and he's a very, very good centre back, Mickey van der Ven. And Spurs have already got that piece of the jigsaw back. Now they need James Maddison. Both sides need midfielders. This was a classic game where both sides have no control of midfield. I mean, between it, we've got Eriksen and Kobbie Mainoo. At points, Kobbie Mainoo a little bit ushered out of possession today, and a little bit not the best. And he still has got so much to learn. I mean, it was, but he's against Højbjerg, Bentancur, and Skip. I mean, Skip, Højbjerg. I mean, it's so flat. I mean, Spurs really need James Maddison back. Maybe they need a new midfielder in the transfer window as well. Werner offered a lot of pace. I think you have to just coach Werner, just say give it to someone else, but then you've got to give it to Brennan Johnson or Richarlison. It's not looking good, is it? It's really not looking good. So I think Spurs will be in a very, very positive mindset. They're 1 point off Arsenal. They'll be hoping for an Arsenal capitulation that we saw maybe 3 or 4 years ago when they came 8th, and they've kind of bottled top 4 a couple of years ago as well. That is possible. Man United, on the other hand, it's criminal how low they are on the table. It is, and they get let off the hook a little bit. And then you get McTominay here. I mean, the fact that Man United have to field McTominay is obviously a structural issue at the club. It's an ownership issue. But even then, the coaching, none of these players are getting better. Bruno Fernandes isn't getting better. Garnacho has been the best player for United this season, arguably. He's lost his position to Rashford, which I think is wrong. I think Garnacho should be playing in his best position. You play your best player in their best position, in my opinion. Apart from that, it's a 2-2 draw. Very keen to see what you think in the comments down below. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll also be covering all the Premier League action that is coming up in the next week. See you very, very soon.